All righty, everybody. Thanks for joining us this week. Thank you very much. Hope everyone had a great week. Special guest this week, Mr. Mark Walker. There you go. So, second time on our show, and we really wanted to have him back because, well, first of all, he's a great guy and runs a great company and does a lot for the wargaming community in general. But he also donated a lot of things for our second anniversary show, and we really appreciate everything that he did for us. So thank you, Mark, for that. In fact, I have a box that just arrived yesterday, and I'm going to open it up and show everybody what it is.
Dun, dun, dun.
Ta-da!
A devil toupee.
Nice one.
Yay! So thank you for sending that to me. I know you've been through a lot of trouble trying to just get that to me, so I appreciate it very much.
No problem at all. Now, you actually told me the reason you had me on your show was that you couldn't line up anybody else.
Well, it's true. I mean, we couldn't find anybody.
We need to be transparent with
You
that.
did say that. You did. Like government, Chester, you need to be transparent.
Absolutely.
Oh, nice, nice.
I picked this up. The Lonely Yorkshire Gamer was playing this, and so I had to pick it up because it's like right up my alley. So with the solos, so
I'm like that with it. Is it more placement, or is it? It looks fun, but is it? Would I like it? Would I love it?
To me, it's very similar. And this is just initial impressions to the Space Federation's kind of solo game where you have a couple things you have to maneuver and stuff like that.
Well, I think I'd like
but
it.
Different. But different.
Thank you. That's a great way of explaining it because I enjoyed that game. And
that's why I think it would go good. So so that one, and I definitely wanted to. Sorry, I got my daughter Natalie. She's been on the show. She got a new dress today. We were shopping earlier today. So,
lots of people. Hi, Kyle.
We got everybody in here.
Everybody's in today. That's because you're in, Mark. That's why.
No,
yeah, Mark's bringing it all. Yeah,
bring them all in, huh, Brunt?
No enemies here.
No enemies here.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's always one thorn, isn't there? In
we
a
got
nice.
The OGs in the house, David Whitehouse.
Yep.
So
Loads of people.
Loads of good viewers. You know why they're here? Because they think we're giving stuff away again. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. That's
That's a good reason.
But speaking of which, I have to share this with everyone. It's been a long time coming. And it's going to be longer if I can't find the file. Here it is. All right. Farnley. It arrived. Dun, dun, dun. That's not the right screen. Let's do this. There we go. Hey! So we got our in magnificent style, the signed copy by Herman, who signed it and shipped it to me. And then we shipped it out to Fred out in the Belgium area, I believe it was. So he finally emailed me and said he got it. So we're very excited that he got it, and hopefully, we appreciate all of his time coming to check us out. And so, little give back to the community. That's what we do here on our show. We try to help out and give back. That's all we do.
But I thought Superman lived in New York City, and why couldn't he fly over to your place and get it?
Exactly.
Right.
Would have been much quicker.
Would have been much quicker and a lot cheaper for me. That's for sure. But I'm glad he finally got it, because when he sent me his address, I'm like, I don't understand how you guys do your addresses over there. It's crazy nonsense.
Oh, I had the same feeling when I sent Ruff that game, because I asked for Ruff's address and I put it in Second Chance Game. I'm like, I hope I did this right. And if there's like where you can put a memo, I'm go, this is going to Ruff Swordsman War Gamer. Please make sure it's the right address, because I know he knows the guy, so he can get his stuff quicker.
Michael, did you get yours, Michael? I haven't got your picture. Yeah, you need to get that done if you because
get it over here. Yeah,
Michael actually got a copy of La Resistance.
La Resistance.
La
Oh,
Resistance.
Resistance. Courtesy of Mark Walker. So thank you for that. So yeah, we're gonna need to get that picture so we can tally them all up, put them on our Facebook page and our ComSim World page, and maybe we'll get voted for War Games Show of the Year or something. One of these years.
No, we are not mentioning that. Do not go there.
No, we're not doing any of that nonsense.
No, I'm not getting into that nonsense at all.
Was that
Clickbait.
a thing? Was that
It's just
seriously?
clickbait.
Was that a thing?
Yeah,
Was it?
the Players Aid. The Players Aid got it, which they're good guys. I don't want to disparage
yeah.
them.
Yeah,
But yeah, I don't want to get into the awards. There's enough people ranting and raving about that, so I'm done. So,
Yeah.
So how can I ask though? Because I don't track that at all. So
well, that's exactly the point.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So these were the Charles Roberts Awards,
Yes.
Yeah.
and there was a thing about them. I'm just really interested in this because I have seen headlines in YouTube, in podcasters.
Yeah.
I'm not being a smartass here. I've just never had enough interest to click and see. So what's the thing? And can y'all say and
Basically, I'll give you the real short. I know. I'm sorry, Ruff. Let me give it a short because he's
It's like
asking.
the Brady Bunch. We're talking to one another.
I'll give you the short of it. They're just not vetted enough to be as accurate as they should be, and I think there are too many categories. And
Teething troubles.
yeah. So, and I kind of said I don't want to talk about it because this is a new generation of people doing it. It hasn't been done for a while. There's some hiccups. So until they really get it narrowed down to figuring out what they're doing, I really don't want to do that. Yeah. Thanks, Kyle. That was a short answer, Kyle.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about it. I'm just moving forward. But yeah, they just need to be vetted better. There were some games that were released in 2021 that won. And there was a joke game that actually won.
I'm going to do a playthrough of that.
I think
now, when you say a joke game, you're going, "Oh my God, Mark, will you let this go?" But I don't know anything. I don't know anything. When you say a joke game, you mean the publisher wanted it to be a joke, or it was a joke?
No, the publisher. What it is, it's a postcard game, and it's got 3 squares on it. And it says, "Put this counter here, and then put this counter here, and this counter, and then turn over this counter, put it on Luxembourg, and then roll a dice. If it's a 6, you've lost."
No. It's even worse than that. It's if you roll a 1 or higher, Luxembourg is taken.
Oh right, yeah, it's called Lucky Little Luxembourg.
You literally cannot lose the game. It was the same designers that did Brave Little Belgium and Poland something or another. What was it? The Poland one. White Eagle Defiant or something like that, if I remember right. Yeah. It was those designers. So they were doing it completely as a joke, and it got nominated for 2 categories and won. So yeah.
So here's what I find the issue, and we're not going to talk about it, but we'll end with this: the wargaming community. When you have people that are integral parts of the wargaming community, like Mark and other designers and other game companies that don't really care about their own award ceremony, then there's something wrong with the award ceremony. That's all I'll say.
I may not be a good representative. I don't know. I just get busy, and that's all. I don't mean to disrespect them. I just I just
but I mean, if you had it, if they did it properly and you had a game nominated and stuff, they should announce it and have a video about the different categories and they just don't put any effort into it.
They probably don't have enough people doing it. I don't know.
It's all volunteer too. So
I suggested, and it keeps getting knocked down by some of my colleagues.
I'm not getting into that. I am not getting into doing an award.
We should run our own award show because we would do a better job of it.
Look, the grief that these guys that are making the Charlie's award, the grief they're getting, I don't want to go through that. Do you, Tony? I don't know. So
no, I'm going to talk about the games I play.
Yeah.
I'm going to work with designers that want to be worked with. I'm going to work with publishers that want to be worked with.
Oh, here we go.
I'm not going to make an award.
Again.
I did not say anything. I did not name a name. I did not do anything along those lines. You guys are going to start doing a drinking game when I name drop from now on, aren't you?
So before I started, before I designed Forgotten Heroes, the first lock and load thing that got me into doing this, what I was doing after I retired from the Navy was I was in the electronic entertainment industry. So I would, I wrote a bunch of reviews, I wrote a bunch of strategy guides, and I started doing analysis for some of the companies. Like Electronic Arts and stuff like that. Like they would hire me and they would say, write a review of this game, right? This before it was released and send it to us, and because they want to see what maybe a typical reviewer would think. But in that community, of course, everybody back then, I don't even know who does it now, but I guess GameSpot's still around. And back then there was PC Gamer and stuff, and they would have games of the year. And of course, there's so much more money in that community, even with the editorship and that type of stuff. And I would always scratch my head because I go, how can you have a game of the year? Y'all remember back when real-time strategy was a big deal. When was that? 15 years ago, something like that. And you might have 120 real-time strategy games literally released in a year. And I go, how can anyone pick the best one? Now, they can pick what the consensus is, and many times what happens with a consensus is that you get a writer at GameSpot, or to turn this over to the board war game, you get a writer at one of the big blogs likes it, and everyone else kind of goes, we like it too because you like it, and we haven't had time to really look at it, and if you like it, we think it's good. So I didn't think that those were vetted. I think with the number of games released, and I have no idea who won any of these awards, my guess would be is the large companies won many of the awards because they simply dominate everyone's attention and their games, get looked at a little bit more. Nothing wrong with it. I'm not accusing large companies of anything. I'm just saying that is human nature.
Here's what was interesting, and there were some positives out of it, and I'm going to be on the positive side of things. I'm not going to get into the negatives at all because enough people ranted about that, and I don't need to go into that. There were a lot of small companies that had games that nominated. White Dog Publishing, Hollandspiele, they had games. And honestly, the game that won, it was one of the big ones, was New England Simulations. They won one of the big categories, which they're not a huge company. They're not a GMT. They're a smaller company, a smaller shop. So, and there were a lot more non-US based publishers in there as well. So there were definitely some positives. And some people have other opinions about what war games are or are not. I'm not going to get into that because that's just not worth it. But there were definitely some positives, and there were some step forwards. Unfortunately, there were also some step backs as well. But some of the step forwards were really good. I was happy with a lot of the stuff. There was just a few quibbles here and there. Just communication was a big one. And again, I don't want to get into that because
I think a lot of people have said, that's all I'm going to say, is there were too many categories, and some of those categories possibly could be left out. But that's it.
Well,
I'm just upset that U-Boat 2 didn't win. And what happened there?
Right. Anytime I've learned through my 8 years of YouTubing, anytime you have an opinion about something, you're going to have 20 people comment, yep, you're right, and I agree with you, and you're going to have 25 people that post, "You're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about," and they're gonna, give you the 20 reasons why you're wrong. So it doesn't.
Yeah.
Whether I've done game reviews, I've done PC games, I've done all kinds of different things. And
You're right. You've done it all, and that's why I don't
all. And it's no matter what you choose, you're wrong.
Yeah,
with some people, and you're right with other people. So,
and that's why I don't do reviews. I play the game and let people decide whether or not they like it. And someone said in the chat, I'll just say that kudos to Dan for putting that together. I wouldn't like to do it. Well done, mate. That's what I'm saying on that. Putting the whole video together.
Yeah, that was.
It was a lot of work.
And he did a good job with that. There's nothing wrong with Dan's presentation, and I know he's on here. Good job, Dan. Appreciate all the effort you do put into that. You have no control over who wins or anything like that. Other than I'm surprised he didn't win the YouTube channel award, but he played with that and had a lot of fun with that. He had a little bit of fun with that. And also, if we were to do our own awards, Kyle has a very good point. Ruff loves way too many games, and there'd be too many ties.
There'd be 625 categories, wouldn't there? It would take a month.
There's 3 of us, right? Ruff would always say yes because he loves it. I would always say no because I'm a hater. So Tony would always get the deciding vote.
So,
and I don't know if I would have played it.
It'd be like the Tony Awards.
Basically. Wait. We can't use that. There already is a Tony Awards.
Yeah,
right. That's spelled with an I.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Walk down memory lane, Mark. What's about that? Look at that. Look.
Yeah, speaking of haters, man, I got my share of hate comments about miscut counters with that. How about that too? Yeah.
Yeah.
Still in shrink, I see.
Yeah, why is that in shrink?
Right.
Well, I'll tell you what.
What's up with that?
One of my subscribers, love it to bits, sends me a game every so often, and he sent me that. He said, so it's in shrink wrap. And I said, I love you, but I can't play it because it's an expansion to that one. And he said, okay, I'll send you that one then.
Oh, nice.
Right.
I'm not allowed to play it.
With that.
Nothing wrong with that at all. And loving the bits,
I mean, Ruff uses this show the whole time to, have
get free games,
free stuff anyway.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's the only reason he comes on the damn show.
Now, did he send you the Falklands?
No.
Now, that is, as far as I know, that's the only tactical squad level game ever that actually has a naval ship in it. There's a counter in there for the Corvette that the British had bombed in one of the scenarios. It was bombarding an inlet or whatever. I said, why the hell not? Let's put that counter in there. And I don't think there's an ASL scenario that has a ship in it, that an actual counter, or any of the other ones.
I will tell you that I'm an ATS guy, Advanced Brook System, and they do have a few counters for a couple of the modules, mainly D-Day, the D-Day modules. None of the other ones do, even if there's a coastline. Nope, but the D-Day modules do have a few of them. But you're probably the first one that did that, because those modules are more recent than what you did on the Falklands. So yeah, that's that. But it's a rarity for sure, and that's pretty cool. I didn't realize that. I might have to look at that just because I want, just because it's different. So
I actually designed the Falklands before the war, and then Margaret Thatcher looked at it. She ordered a copy and said, "What the hell? This is a great idea." I guess the Argentinians looked at it first, I guess.
Oh, I'm gonna love the fact I got my scotch today.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that is.
Can I just say, is my mic okay? Because Harry says I'm a little bit explosive. Does it sound all right your way, my mic?
Yeah, it does.
It'd be better if it's turned off, but I mean, yeah.
Oh.
I'm just saying.
But apart from that, it's all right, yeah?
For me,
yeah, you're good. You're good. You're good.
Okay, right. So you do take notice of the lovely people in the chat.
And what should these lovely people do, Ruff?
Right. What they should do, and I hope some have done it already, and make sure you push the right one. It's the one that looks like that. Smash that like button, please.
That's right. That's right.
But
so,
please
Mark,
we are not responsible for any damage to keyboards and or mouse.
We have to tell our viewers what to do because, I posted on our Facebook page, hey, we had a big donation from Mark Walker. What you ought to do is go over the Flying Pig games and leave them a comment and say, thanks for supporting the War Room. And I had a game ready to give away. And guess what? Nobody only Rough, but he was ineligible for the game. So,
and they replied and said, yeah, I think it must have been. See, Mark forgets. He replied and said, "You guys, we love. It's a pleasure," or something like that. I'm paraphrasing.
Yes,
but yeah, you did a nice reply. Yeah.
So we have to.
Now, is there any way I can see the comments?
If you go to my YouTube channel.
No. He's for the show.
Top right, you've got private chat. Can you see that? Top right, private chat.
Yeah, I do.
Click on comments. Click next door on comments.
Up at the top, it says comments.
Shh, son of a gun.
You've nearly demonetized us there, Mark.
Wow.
Look at that. Man, there's a lot of people saying stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. It's almost hard to keep up with all of them.
You can't keep them quiet.
I could keep posting them, but I don't like to do that because it really, throws people for a loop when they see that pop up. So
somebody's asked about the Facebook
and and if I do it, no matter what Tony and Ruff are talking about, they will stop talking and answer that question. So
somebody said Panzer Grenadier has ship counters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
River battleships. Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know because I don't own
That's
that
not a squad level tactical. That's a platoon level tactical. So,
it's
a little different, but it's a tactical.
I can't help that. I can't help that, Harry. I'm not a quiet.
A little bit of sarcasm there, Kyle.
Wow. I tell you, I think Kyle's here. Where is it? He's here because I have this one. I have this tank dual pack that's still available. Haven't given it away yet. So I think that's why Kyle's here. He thinks he's going to get that.
Hey, Ruff. So did you get a really big box this week?
I got a box with that's coming next week.
Okay.
I did an unboxing of Normandy 44 and MBT, like what you
I got my game.
MBT as well.
I'll tell you what, I've decided to do some tutorials for MBT.
Right. That's why I'm not doing them, because I saw your comment, but I'm getting Panzer in, so I'll do my first one on Panzer, I think, because I'm getting all the expansion. So we'll see what happens there. Yeah.
It looks a lot of fun.
It looks great. I'm reading the rules now, and on MBT just to see, what I'm in for. And what I love about it, I think we mentioned it the other week, and I hope Panzer's the same. Once you've read the 19 pages of standard rules for MBT, you can plop stuff in that you want.
The one comment that somebody gave to me was that you have to put a couple of them in, a couple of the rules in to make it worth. So I'm going to see how that works out. I'm really curious about it. So that's going to be my December project. I've got family coming in, so I don't know how much content I'll be able to get out the first half of the month, but I'll be able to write it out. So script it out and stuff.
That looks good. But I've got my planned stuff to do. So, that probably won't happen till the new year anyway.
Yeah. And then I've been
upside down. Get it right way now.
Counter clipping.
That's the Facebook group for you guys out there that have been wanting to join and haven't joined. We got 60 members so far. We also have a ComSim World page as well.
Yeah, I'm going to just get that up.
7 people. So I don't even think Mark's part in our group.
I'm joining up right now.
Okay.
This red hot second. But then I want to ask a question about MBT.
I'll see what I can answer.
Well,
I'm still learning it.
All right, hold on. Tack up
wargaming, just like that.
Tack up gear. Tack up Russian babes. What?
Don't worry, I'm going to deny him anyway. So.
Yeah, because didn't they make all the program? Didn't they make them all private nowadays? I think Facebook made everything private now.
Is it
something like that?
Mark,
something like that.
To join.
Yep.
Decline.
Deny.
Okay, what's your question, Mark? What do you got? I can't.
What do you got? What do you got for us?
You know, you have those 19 pages. I'll tell you an MBT story, and it's not a nice one. It's actually a Panzer story. A guy named Jeff Newell holds this.
I know Jeff.
Okay, yeah. Jeff holds this con out in the Pacific Northwest every year. And back in the old days, he had a sub-con within his con called Lock and Load Con. So he invited me out, okay? And had a great time. But one of the things we all did, I think it was Jeff, but it was Jeff, me, Kevin Sharp, maybe a couple other people. Somebody set up a big Panzer scenario and was going to teach us to play Panzer. And I remember the first shot took something like 22 minutes to resolve.
Wow.
I mean, it was that chaotic. I know it's not that hard. As a matter of fact, I played the original MBT, loved it. But here's the thing, that those the 19 pages that have the basic rules, you really need to add in? Isn't there something where after those 19 pages, there's rules that limit what are the points called? Op points, action points. And that's what I think really makes the game much richer.
That's the one thing that I've been told, is that pretty much all the basic game's kind of flat. And from reading the rules that I've read, I can see that. But I understand that, you can add some of the advanced rules. I can already tell I don't like the basic rules for combat, because it totally does not utilize the system, really. Because
sorry, Tony, it just reminded me about that. And when you said it before, is that I think the Players Aid were doing a review of it, and they were saying, well, it's great, but you fire and bang, it's blown up. You fire, bang, it's blown up. So I think what they were using were the standard or basic rules. And once you get into it, and you've got other things, it's such a lot of stuff. And Mark, I reckon it will take 21 minutes to do a fire at a tank.
But just when you've got 6 drunks standing around the table, it definitely elongates
it would increase the game in direct proportion to the amount of blood alcohol. So,
exactly.
Yeah, exponentially at that too. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to actually going through it. It's I did a couple, just an idea of, okay, well, how does this work? And then I was like, well, that's kind of dumb, because if you use the basic, it doesn't gradually, the penetration is set no matter how far away or how close you are.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that's just stupid, but I get the basic. But if you get the basics down, you can add those more rich rules. So what I'll probably do is, when I do a combat tutorial, I'll say, here's the basic rules and here's how you do it. Here's the advanced rules and here's how this is done. You can choose which one you want to do, because I don't think there's much that big of a step between the basic combat and then the advanced combat. And I think it goes through. So it's I'm really, really, really looking forward to it.
I'm stoked, like I was with Next War and a couple of other games. I'm stoked to play them. And I do mention it. I'm doing an open the box of MBT, and I do mention the maps. They get a bit of grief.
I don't know. They didn't look that bad.
Well, they're very geared. They look. And I say in the video, if I can play Panzer Grenadier on the old maps, then I can play anything.
Yeah. Yeah, and I didn't think the maps were that bad. I was looking at them going, they're not as flat as I thought they were. Like I thought they were, because I guess the cameras don't really show the detail that's actually on like the clear spaces. There's actually some detail on there, so they don't look as bad as I thought. They were just flat like a tan. But no, there's actually some variations in them, and I thought it was interesting. They gave us 2 sets of maps.
Well, evidently one was a mistake.
Yeah, because they were the paper maps, but they included them in anyways.
They cut them in anyway, which is great, So.
And if you use in Plexi, it really doesn't matter whether you use the paper ones or you use the cardboard ones. So I would say,
because, they're very bright colors, and being colorblind, that's brilliant for me. So Walter is blue, and that's great. I haven't got a problem with the map look at all.
David Whitehouse just made a comment. He said the number of orders, command radius, and variable initiative makes the game. So that's what you were talking about, Mark. Yeah,
that's what I was talking about. Yep.
Yeah, I believe that. But I also like the idea. Okay, let's learn the basics. I've always been big on that. Learn the basics, especially for newer people that be like, "Oh, this looks interesting," or that don't have that idea of how to do more complex games right off the bat. And hey, you can just kind of build on it, and it's really, really cool. I'm really looking forward to it. I actually text Kev, because Kev Sharp's a big player of MBT, and I said, "Hey, I really like this game." He's like, "Yeah, it's a cool system. You're gonna like it." So I only have the main box right now, but I have a feeling I'm going to be buying some expansions here. And I might wait till after the holiday season, though.
Tony, did you get all the Panzers?
No, I just got the first one.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to spread that out.
And I'm gonna have to buy expansion 4 because it's got the solitaire rules in it.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about that too.
Oh, really? They have solitaire rules
for Panzer now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember way back when I can't remember the name of the company, but came out with was it called Armor? And that was what ended up becoming Panzer. Same designer, who was it Craig Taylor? Who's the designer of Panzer?
Day.
Who?
Day.
Oh yeah, Jim Day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll look it up sometime and tell you guys. But I had that original game and I loved it. And the counters are the thickest counters I've ever seen. I didn't mean everybody to leave. I mean,
oh my God, he's showing us his ass again.
Yeah, James,
he's going to get us demonetized for that.
I tell you what, we'll get more money for for my lovely pert behind. There we are. Sorry about that. Oh, it's clutter. Holes.
The expansions have got some nice terrain. I'm not looking because I'm looking up at my shelf. One of our issues of YA Magazine, one of the last couple, Norm Lundy talked about the latest expansion, which I can't tell you what it is. What's the latest one?
What, Panzer?
Not for Panzer, for MBT.
Oh, there's PORA.
Was that the Boar? Was that the Boar?
Yeah, it was. I think it was, and it has some cool terrain like airports and stuff like that in it.
And also the Brits.
Yeah, I'd just take the terrain. The Brit. Yeah. I'm okay without the Brits.
Well,
Here you go, Ruff.
Yeah. Poke me.
I got my what I did like a year ago. I got my mounted map for this, and Farley arrived the Normandy 44 game reprint. So thank God for that. It's been sitting here.
Been reading them as well, and I'm not sure. I'm no expert on the Mark Simonich series, family of games, what you want to call them. But it says on the back of the box there, it's a simplified version of the Ardennes. So does that mean this was one of the Ardennes was one of the first ones, and he's toned it down a little He's toned it down a little for this one, which will suit me great. And then I can sort of go into the Stalingrad and Holland and all that sort of thing.
The problem is I've started 2 of those games. I've started 2 Normandy 44 games with other people. One I got halfway through. The other one, the guy ghosted me. I guess I wasn't. I don't know, but I really like the system. It sold me on the system. Playing Norman 44 sold me on the system. I have all the other ones, and I can't wait for the Salerno one to come out. I'm really looking.
What were you playing on? TTS?
Vassal. Yeah, Vassal.
Yeah. We use TTS most of the time, like Herm and I don't know. It's been a while since I've used Vassal. That's how we did a lot of resistance thing for Moe's show.
Yes, we noticed that. Yes.
Yeah, we saw you did that for them.
We all did that on TTS. I like it. You just got to get used to it.
Oh yeah.
Mike Berticelli's in. How you doing? So I'm doing some play testing with Mike on Mr.
He would
President.
know this if he was on our Facebook group. Saying.
But we're doing Mr. President play testing, and we're actually using TTS Tabletop Simulator, and I'm starting to get more comfortable with it. And we're figuring out when I can do a live stream of the game to kind of show it off a little bit. It's the only thing I would say. And I guess they've got the stack, the exploder stack. That was the biggest issue. Once they got that stack exploder where you can see everything in the stack without having to pull everything off, I think that made a huge difference.
Yeah. So, they've got that. We did about probably half the long road testing on TTS and a lot of the most fearful sacrifice too. So I like it. Now, what do y'all use for voice when you're on Vassal?
Discord.
Okay.
Discord or Skype or
the voice is no matter what. We can do just about anything. So my only problem with TTS is it sucks up my system capability. So some of my other stuff runs a little bit slower than I would like to. I don't know if that's just a perception for me, but I notice my computer's fan running a little bit more when I use TTS. But I mean, the graphics are 10 times better too. It's not a JavaScript. So
I do have problems with Vassal. I'm going back. It just reminds me of Vista Millennium, and or not Vista, sort of what do they call it?
Computer?
No, shut up. The operating system.
Windows.
I got that. Windows 98. It just reminds me of that.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. I get that. I see that. I can see that.
Well, yeah, because it was designed 20 years ago and they haven't changed the design. So,
hey, Mitch Land is on. Hey, Mitch.
Hi, Mitch. Yeah, sorry, I had a brain fart there. Sorry.
Windows ME. Yeah, that. Oh my God.
Oh God.
So, what's going on with the old flying pig? Yeah, anything?
What is going on with flying pig? What the hell's happening? A lot, really. We'll see what happens with shipping, but most fearful sacrifice is done, produced, palletized, sitting 5,000-6,000 miles away from here, but it is complete. And like I was showing y'all right before the show, I just got in to explain just a little to people. And if anybody starts falling asleep, just tell me and I'll shut up. But the way this works is when you're dealing with overseas company, I've been dealing with this same one for 15 years, going back to the lock and load days. But anyhow, you will give them the print files. They give you what are called digital proofs. In the beginning, after digital proofs, we go to another step and they would send hard copy proofs. I've been working so long with these people that I trust them that they aren't going to mess anything up. So the next thing after digital proofs is they print it. So like if I'm printing 2,000 copies of A Most Fearful Sacrifice, they print it. And they send me a copy. Well, let's talk about the long road just because my most fearful sacrifice is at the actual office and I'm at home. But anyway, they send you a copy of the actual what will be the print of the game. This is what everybody will get with the long road. And I would take it out and show you, but it would be kind of cumbersome, but it looks fantastic. So anyhow, I look through all this, and if I find something's wrong, we literally have to reprint that particular item. And that happened with Crowbar. As a matter of fact, we had a German counter sheet that was colored green. And it still almost got dry because your eyes were just, you look at gray, then American green, and then you get to that German green. And I mean, it was the second or third time I looked at them. And I go, wait a minute. And so they had to reprint a couple of thousand of those, unshrink wrap everything, put it in and re-shrink wrap it. That's, if it happens, it happens. So far, I haven't found a problem with the long road. But this is answering your question. So both the long road, the totality of the Kickstarter, so that means the long road, Fatherland, some cards, and Most Fearsome Sacrifice, and the totality of that Kickstarter, which is all the stretch goals, are now completely printed. So the next thing is we contact our shipping company, which I already have, and we get the printer to send them weight and cube, and they set up a shipping thing. Now, in days gone by, like in 2019, if I contacted American Freight, who is our shipping company, on Monday, by Friday, they would have it's going to be on a ship Saturday. Okay. Wow. Now it's anywhere from 3 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Just to get on the ship. Now, then the transit is the same as it's always been, which is 3 to 5 weeks, depending on storms. If they're not full, they'll go into a port somewhere and take on some more cargo. But then everyone knows by now the mess that our ports are in. So that's all a long explanation for some short good news, and that's that Fearful Sacrifice and Long Road are both complete. They're done. If things go well, they could be here fairly soon. If they don't go well, it'll take a little bit longer. But anyway, they're done. So that's done. I just spent today going over YA 15 and the game that comes with it called Nagorno-Karabakh, which is about everybody raise their hands if they've heard of this war. The Azerbaijan-Armenian war of last year. It was November 2020. Yep.
I'm a news junkie. I'm a news junkie, so I don't know the whole details, but I remember hearing about it.
If you like modern type combat, that's what this is about. But on an operational level, it's a card-driven game. And then, of course, like with YA, we do a bunch of, they aren't reviews. We call them games we love because we don't want to get into the whole grading other people's games. If we like a game, there's an article on it. If we send a game to somebody, if we send a game to somebody and they don't like it, we'll say, okay, we'll send you another game. It's a losing proposition to do that. So there's a bunch of games that we talk about, including Great War Commander, the BEF expansion, which obviously I personally love. When Herm comes over, that's one of the games we play, and the reviewer really loved it too. And then several scenarios, and that will be out. People will be able to buy it. It'll probably go on pre-order early December. It'll ship before Christmas. People will be able to get that. Also, in early December, we will put up on Kickstarter the Old School Tactical Volume 1, not reprint, but what's the word for it?
Second edition.
What?
The second edition.
Yeah, let's call it a second edition. I forget what Shane and I are calling it, but it's redone. Like the art's been redone. Shane's a better artist now than he was when he first did that. So the art's all been redone for the infantry. There are some new scenarios in the game. There's going to be some nice stretch goals and stuff like that. And it's a way to get Volume 1 back in stock.
Are you calling it like deluxe? That's usually.
No, we're not going to call it deluxe. It's not reprint.
Revamp. I don't know.
Anyhow, the name
Yeah,
second
yeah.
edition is what it is. It's old school Tactical Volume 1, second edition. So
now, what are you doing for the map on that one? Are you going to keep the same big map, or are you?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay.
William says revised edition.
Revised.
Yeah, something like that. Second edition.
So again, I've got.
So if you own the
We've
first
got the same
edition,
problem over this side of the pond again with shipping, because I really like to give that a little go, old school. But again, I'm going to have the same problem with shipping as us.
You have a terrible problem with shipping. You have a terrible
'cause
problem. We're not.
game,
I mean, I'll be totally frank with you.
Yeah, you
Till
said last
something
time.
changes, our Kickstarter won't even allow the option of anyone outside of North America to pledge.
Right.
Period. It's just gone from bad to worse. I can't tell you how many tens of thousands of dollars it's going to cost us to ship these last two Kickstarters because we got caught betwixt and between. Hey, that's life. Okay, no big deal. But the point is till something changes, and we're not the only ones. Obviously, if you look, I mean, big, heavy hitter companies like Simon, Cool Mini or not, people like that are saying, nope, we just can't do it. We cannot afford to ship overseas anymore. And none of us were shipping overseas. I mean, what all of us were doing we were like, we have a huge shipment come into our fulfiller, which is Quartermaster down in Florida. We would have a smaller number come into Southampton, England, and they would fill all the European Union. Now with the VAT laws, it's just, oh my God, it's a lot of freaking money is what it is now. So maybe that'll change sometime, but it's not like people in Europe can't get the games.
No,
we still have resellers over there that we will ship to.
But it's like Kickstarter stretch goals and things. That's what you want, isn't it? And we
it's about damn time to get these Star Trek transporters working and beam that stuff around.
Man, that would be nice.
Somebody, Kyle asked a good question. Is there a cost? Like, I know there's a backlog on the shipping. Is the cost any different, or
have me back on next week? I may be able to tell you what I have heard, and anyone can look this up. That the cost will be 10 times greater.
Ooh.
Now, I don't think that's going to be the case for us, because if that was the case, it typically would take 6,000 to 7,000 maybe to bring in a game. So obviously that would put it up to 70,000, which is a lot of money in my book. But I don't think it will be that for us, because our AFL, the company we use, says it's much easier. There's two ways you ship. One, you take one of those Connex boxes that you all have seen on 40-foot, trucks. Well, if that's all the way full, that's called full container. Most of the time all the time with our stuff, we're LCL, which I think stands for loose container load. And that should be much cheaper, they think. So I think it will be more expensive, and we're not going to pass that on to our customers because they've already paid. The next one, it might get passed on. But I think it will be more expensive, but that 10 times thing I've heard, and you can read numerous articles, and 60 Minutes just did a thing on, I think, last Sunday. I don't think that'll apply to us. I sure as hell hope not.
Yeah, no kidding. I was going to ask. Well, so that's one thing, is shipping overseas. So I had an experience yesterday with a website, and if you watch my quick live stream I had yesterday, I talked about it, because I'm not going to name the company because the company doesn't matter. But I had to ship. I was looking to get 2 storage containers, 2 boxes from a particular publisher to store some cards and stuff in, and it was literally $40 for the 2 items, and it was $40 for shipping, and that's through the USPS. Now, granted, it's coming from California, and I heard that that's a big thing right now. Is at a certain point, it skyrockets. I was like, that's ridiculous. One, not giving more than one option for shipping, because I'm sorry, sometimes USPS is not the cheapest. And UPS can be cheaper, but this company would not give, it only went through USPS. So, but still, the fact that the shipping just internally in the country has gone shit too.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way to say it, because that's ridiculous. And they weren't heavy. They were literally empty boxes. I just wanted to make it look nice. So what did I do? I got on Amazon, found something that works, is going to be better, and I'm good to go. So, that publisher unfortunately lost the sale from me. And I like to buy directly from publishers, mainly because I like to make sure they get the money. Because when you buy directly from publishers, when I bought Rogue State, I bought directly from Tiny Battle's website. Because I know
Tiny Babble, I like that.
It's the Scotch is kicking in. The Scotch.
He's still babbling. So I got a question.
Tiny Babble. Let me answer that though, because I don't know the publisher, obviously, but I'll tell you problems that crop up. One, I don't think that in-country shipping is that expensive. We all know it's no state secret. We all know the cost of USPS as it goes up. It's publicized. We haven't been hit by huge shipping charges in country, but maybe they have something else going on. That's one part of this. The second part is with the not offering options, you see, sometimes you are locked in by the software you're using. It is so frustrating. And that's the case with us and using GoDaddy's shops, which are all great, but we can't offer the type of flexibility and stuff that you can get. Like if you go to, I'm going to say CMON, I'm going to guess GMT, because they're big enough that they could hire a coder to come in and make that page right. I don't know. I haven't bought anything from GMT lately, but sometimes that's what happens. It's the companies get caught between a rock and a hard place.
Okay.
But you have a good point. I can say with the people I know in the industry that no one I've ever met tries to make any money off shipping. They're just trying to not lose more than an acceptable amount, because we think the same thing that you just said. We go, oh, crap, it cost me $22 to ship a copy of Old School Tactical from Virginia to the West Coast. But if I say $22, they'll never buy it from me. So how much money can we afford to lose and still make the sale?
Right.
And it's
I think that's a problem. That's a good thing about being in a smaller country like the UK. Is that when it goes from where you are to the West Coast, it's like 3 Great Britons. And I mean, with Second Chance Games, I think 10 quid, 12 bucks to send a heavy game out, And GMT, to be fair, a couple of games costs $30 to send to me, and I don't think that's too bad. And I think with the Panzers,
no, I don't either.
I think that cost me $60 to send 4 Panzer. You know how heavy they are.
Yeah.
That I think, okay, you got to swallow it. It's not too bad, but I don't get any VAT. I don't get any other charges on it because they're sent to a UK fulfiller, and because they're sending them to me, I'm not liable for VAT.
Right, but you know who is liable for VAT? GMT.
Yeah, and I know, and I
have to pay the VAT.
And I'm going, thank you. So that your postal charges are bonkers. Sending things to the same country, $40, $50 is, they can come across to me for that. It's crazy, isn't it?
Maybe, yeah, right, yeah.
So I'm not sure I asked you this last time, Mark, but I've always wondered, right? Because it seems like nowadays, if there's a game out there that you want, you got to jump on it right away, because once they go out of print, they go out of print. So let's say you had, say, 2,000 orders for a game. how many would you actually print? Would you print 2,000? Would you print 2,200? Would you print 25, assuming some people might buy it? Or do you just go and say, I got paid for 2,000, that's what I'm going to print, and when those are gone, they're just gone?
We've changed over the course of Flying Pig's tenure. Let me answer a very simple part of that. With Tiny Battle Publishing, I'm sure most people realize this, those are printed in very short runs because they're printed digitally. So they're printed by a printer up in Vestal, New York. And, he may print 25. And when he gets low, he prints more. I mean, it's very similar to the way Hollandspiel does theirs and White Dog does theirs, although they're doing it with a different printing company than I am. Mm-hmm. Now, with the offset printing and Flying Pig Games, we used to print pretty much a set amount. I mean, it didn't matter if we got 400 or 500 pledges on Kickstarter, which is to brag about it. I mean, that's pretty damn good Kickstarter for a war game. Okay. Mm-hmm. We would print, triple that, 1,500, something like that. Now we get closer. That has gone closer. I think total with back orders and stuff, we have over 1,000 pledges for Most Fearful Sacrifice. I mean, I'm giving myself a buffer there. I'm not going to print 1,003 copies and then we've screwed something up and I can't fulfill an order. Plus, it's kind of keeping faith with my distributors and resellers too. I don't want to screw them, and I want to make the extra money too. Don't get me wrong. I do make a living doing this, but still part of it is keeping good business partners. So when it comes in, I want to have enough that if Miniature Market wants, 125, I can sell them their 125. So to answer your question, it has gotten closer now than it used to be. So yeah, does that answer?
I get what you're saying. Yes.
There's been
without giving you an actual specific number, it's closer than it used to be.
You're being a bit more cagey than you used to be because of what's happening in the world.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I wondered about that because, we'll just use Ruff's new love, Atlantic Chase. And, that game was pre-ordered. A lot of people pre-ordered it. It was well received. And literally overnight, you couldn't find a copy anywhere. So
is that Compass Games? Is that who?
GMT again.
Oh, it was GMT. Yeah.
Oh, so, I don't know what they do. I mean, yeah.
I didn't know if you guys produce, if you got 2,000 orders, you produce an extra 100, an extra 200, an extra 1,000. I mean,
theoretically, if we got 2,000 orders, we'd probably do 2,500 around there.
Okay.
So I mean, it's if it's popular enough to get 2,000 and you order 2,500, it's probably going to go out of print in about a month or two. It will give some people a chance. And I do have this philosophy, and hate on me if you want. It kills me when people say, when I have a thing up, we're running a Kickstarter, and somebody says, I'm just going to get it when it comes out. Now's when we need your support. Now's when we need the thing with the Kickstarter. So there's also part of this thing is, we're going to order what we need to order to make sure we fulfilled our Kickstarters, to make sure we can support our resellers and distributors, and to, maybe have a handful left. But if you want to make damn sure you're going to get a copy of the game, my suggestion would be is support the Kickstarter. You're going to get it cheaper anyway.
Yeah.
Are y'all Kickstarter haters?
Oh no, I've actually only been burned by one. I've only been burnt by one Kickstarter.
I'm a Kickstarter hater.
Oh, are you? Okay.
I'm the one. I've been burned too many times on Kickstarter.
Okay.
and I have 4 games that I ordered in 2019 on Kickstarter and have yet to receive any of those 4 games.
Yeah, I know.
I see.
You can't speak for those
I
4, but I know we try to get them done as fast as we can. And
then you heard about my DVG Kickstarter, which I'm sure
heard
everyone would love to hear about.
No.
Now, have you thought of just putting them in card sleeves that were all the same?
See, even Mark's heard about it. It's gone viral.
The last show I was on, it's all he talked about for most of the show. Herman, I got in a couple of extra words, but
so there's certain when certain things come up on Kickstarter, like your stuff, Mark, when I've had good experience from them, I will go ahead and buy from them again. But it's kind of like a one and done type situation. If I have a problem with one of that company, I'm not gonna kickstart it.
Sure.
But I got with yours, I did Crowbar, and that was phenomenal. Great package. I loved it. And so like now I'm like, and then when I'm kind of a Gettysburg kind of a nut, so I can't pass up a good Gettysburg game. So I knew I was going to get that one for that. Not right now. So that was sorry. No, his daughter. So,
yeah, real life,
but yeah, so I'm kind of one and done. You get one chance on Kickstarter for me. I already understand that it's going to take longer, but not more than 6 months. Like the 6 months is kind of that limit. Is because I realize some things change. So I kind of don't do Kickstarter, but when it's a certain company like yours or something that I really want, then I do. But I've kind of, like, okay, as long as I'm not trying to get instant gratification and know I'm not going to get it on time, I'll do Kickstarter.
Well, all I can say, Mark, I would kickstart in a heartbeat with your company. You trust the company and all that, but you can't because of what you said. Just make sure you print a few extra and send them to Second Chance, so I can at least get a copy of it.
Well, I know Second Chance will order from us right away. They may have already ordered.
Oh, right. Okay.
Danish handles that, but yeah, they're good people. We are always working with them. And when Herman and I decided, talking about Gettysburg, when we decided to do that was the whole idea. It's a matter of fact, Gettysburg and the Long Road have that in common, that in each instance, I just wanted to do something unique. And I hope, and this sounds a little pretentious, but maybe definitive. And Herm, has such a good reputation. And I love the Devil's Toupee. And he's got such a great reputation with these Civil War games and really anything he designed. Yeah. And we do a pretty good job of putting these big things together, that we just wanted to make the epic Gettysburg game. And I wish I hadn't left it at the office. I keep looking up on my shelves. Hold on.
I keep thinking it's probably here somewhere. Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, it's huge. The daggone game, it's this big. It's bigger and heavier than Old School Tactical Volume 1. Wow. Which was big.
That
and
game,
then to pump
kill somebody if you drop that box on somebody's head.
Now that
you could.
That's got zombies in it, isn't it?
Well, it does have zombies. That isn't really the.
I know, but it's an extra selling point, Mark. You should capitalize on it. Zombies.
Oh no! That is the wholesaling point. But the point is not that it has zombies. The point is that it takes place in a war that does have paranormal activities based on a couple of the novels I wrote and that type of stuff. And I was sitting out on my porch, maybe 2019, having a beer and a cigar. And I'd been designing this game for 4 years total, about 2 years before 2019. And I had gone to people and asked for, exact input on all the units and stuff that were over there, and I wanted to know the guns they were using and the underwear they were changing and all that kind of stuff. And I was sitting out there and went, "That's bullshit. That's not me. It's not what I do. I'm not going to try to make the most realistic World War III game. I'm going to make a crazy ass World War III game that is nitty and gritty. I mean, it's not goofy. You don't have like Lycan running around with assault rifles or anything like that.
Oh.
No, you don't. But you have to understand that Lycan are part of a clan. They're part of the Gypsy clan in this particular war. And so the ones that are unchanged are armed. So they have both changed werewolves, and then they have the ones that are have technicals and machine guns and stuff like that and whatnot. But it's a gritty system that's very realistic, has all these, everything you'd expect in a World War III platoon level game, and then it feeds in this story. The campaign book is, let me pull it out. Let me
I'll tell you what.
Oh, no.
Why do you do that?
I can't because it's in there by my chair because I was reading it this morning. But the campaign book is thicker than the rule book. It's a thick, heavy campaign book.
That's
18 missions. And the game also includes vampires, werewolves, and some zombies and a witch.
I tell you, our mate, the Blue Tweezers, you sent him the Vassal module for it, and he's playing it. And I'm going to have a chat with him and see.
Well, what I need to do is email him and send him the latest rules and all the latest stuff for that, because the Vassal module keeps getting updated. I mean, we were making changes to the rules up to maybe 2-3 weeks before we sent it off, just tweaking stuff, because you have this solid system, which is the platoon commander system, that's been tweaked somewhat for this. But then you have these entities that break the hell out of the system that you have to find a way to make them work. For close assault in the platoon commander system takes place from adjacent hexes. Well, vampires and werewolves don't attack from adjacent hexes. They attack from within the hex. So that's just one example. Neither do werewolves like fly around, like bats or anything like that. The werewolf coven is very technologically advanced. They have the best anti-tank gun on an armored car in the entire game. And they have drones and stuff like that. So anyway,
I'm looking it up.
That's all I got. I love it.
Who did the artwork?
So glad I did it.
Who did the artwork, Mark?
What?
Who did the artwork for this? It's really nice.
I'd have to look the dude's name up. He is hold on, a Ukrainian dude, and that was actually what that original art was a BMD, right? The airdroppable version of the BMP with some Ukrainian paratroopers. But I told him what I wanted to use it for, and he changed it. Now, if you're talking to counter artwork, the boards are done by an artist, Ilya, and I always have a tough time with Ilya's last name, but Ilya, who is a Russian who lives in Poland. And he did the artwork and the counters, and then Thomas the intern did most of the paranormal type counters. So,
well, Second Chance, I got it on their pre-order.
Oh yeah, second, yeah.
It's quite a fruity price. Ooh.
How much is it?
Well, it's 70. Well, he's got it base price.
You could still late pledge, huh? You still taking late pledges?
86 quid.
What does that equate to in
about $97
American dollars? It's like 2,000 Canadian, I think.
Yeah. Mind you, it's not the final price. 80, let's say 80 quid. 80 quid, which is about, I don't know, $87, something like that.
It's not too bad. It's got 3 mounted 22 by 17 geomorphic boards. It has dice and square things. It has all these cards, these action cards. It's card assisted. So it has these standard cards that are right here. So the different players use these, and you can put them, for example. You guys can see that okay, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
it's
yeah.
either or, yeah.
Driving me crazy right
Yeah.
there. Okay, I got to go opposite. So, like, the blue part is NATO, and the red part is Soviet.
Yeah.
So, like, if you had this in your hand, you were the NATO player. You use it to call an artillery barrage. You then have to roll for accuracy, and then the artillery barrage lands. Here's a.
Is it solo friendly?
Yeah, it's solo friendly. Yep. As a matter of fact, I designed 2 solo scenarios that are in it that are totally solitaire. And then each one of the paranormal entities has their own action cards too. So, all right, hold on. So, like, these are the zombie action cards. And one of these gets drawn before the zombie movement phase whenever they're not being controlled by Udvask, who's the witch, as we all know, zombie.
Mark, Third World War and monsters. Stop it.
I love it.
Oh, God.
And these are some of the Lycan cards that can do all the. I can't hold on a second. Damn it. Damn techno. You see, I've got to do everything backwards. Can you all see him?
Yeah. See him?
Udvask the witch.
Oh.
Yeah.
She's a hot witch.
She's a hot, she's a hottie.
She's a hot witch. I can't do a British accent.
She's a hottie.
She's a hottie.
The Scottish. She's a hottie. No,
these are the Vampire Coven cards here. So they can do stuff like, if you see this, God is killing me.
The other way. There you go.
Be prepared with a few pickies.
All right.
I'm with Mad Dog, though. I'd rather have Cthulhu.
Yeah,
I do like Cthulhu.
Has been done to death.
So has zombies. I'm sorry.
But it's not zombies.
It's
vampires,
werewolves,
zombies,
and witches.
People latch onto that like a tick on a dog. It's not about zombies. I guarantee you it's about there are more scenarios that have the vampires, and the vampires have units like, wait a second.
Uh-oh, we're going to see the counters here. Let's get the counters out.
Ooh.
Oh, he's got it now. He's got it down.
Yeah, they're big ones, like crowbar.
Oh, they're 1-inch counter. But look at that. Look at that. The Slayer, which is an armored car with a Gauss rifle for an anti-tank cannon.
They look really good.
The Hunters are just vampires, and the Tuya are the drones that they have. And then these Stalkers, where are the Stalkers? Right here. They are like the elite vampire, kind of like Spec Ops.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love it.
So believe me, if you think it's about goofy, brainless zombies or Twilight-like vampires, take a minute. And
well, I'll tell you what, Mark, I'm going to have a word with Blue Tweezers. There's something I want to have a chat with the guys about anyway with Blue Tweezers. But when we get a moment, I'm going to ask him, and if it's okay with you, we'll do a live stream of that.
Yeah, I tell you, do you have Tabletop Simulator?
Yeah.
I can hook you up with the latest up-to-date version of it. I can walk you through it and teach it to you, and we'll do something live then. How's that?
That sounds wonderful, Mr. Mark.
Sounds good to me. Let's do it.
Let's set it up.
Yeah.
Set it up. Get
How
all
many
these
players?
get
How
all
many
these
players?
zombie naysayers. out
How
of
many
here.
players? How many players can you have? You know, is it
Well,
just
there are some scenarios when you get into the German expansion that you can have 3 at one time.
But you'll just be talking us through it, won't you? Like a referee?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm thinking, you know,
Yeah, no,
Right.
absolutely. So hold on, I'll be right back.
Yeah, Boot Tweezers owes Mark a video. Look at that. What's up with that, Tweezers? Come on now. All right. How things going? Everyone having a good time? Any
Well, I'll tell you what, you know, I don't know if it's Mark or it's me or Tony or you, but we've got a nice few people in the chat. They're all being very positive and oh look.
Okay, so
Ooh.
I only wish I could show you how chunky this freaking campaign book is. So you get this campaign book, and it tells the story of the Eagle Eyrie Coven, who are the vampires, the Werewolf Clan, who are the gypsies, and Udvask, who usually ends up controlling the zombies, and how they intertwine with the Americans and Soviets in this Third World War. You get that, but hey, so you don't like vampires? You also get a second scenario book called Long Road Tactics, and it's just straight up
Okay, I can see why it is the
Russians
price it is.
versus the Americans.
Yeah, I can see why it's the price it is. Yeah, there's lots of stuff.
And I want to show you one more thing. I hate being a salesman like this, except
Well, you
honest
know,
to God, so thrilled about this game.
but this is partly why you're on to explain to the peeps what you're up to,
right. That's why we have you here, right?
and also to you know, because you're a jolly good fellow.
Yeah, allegedly.
Don't ruin it. You know.
Wait. I just got to show you something else, and then I'm going to stop.
Well,
Oh, here they are. So originally, when we were on Kickstarter, is that blurred or good?
no, it's good. It's good. It's
That's
good.
okay, yeah.
It's good.
There were just Soviets and Americans, plus the paranormal entities. Now we had space for some extra counters, so we added scenarios and East Germans.
Ah.
That lets us bring in T-72s because the Soviets didn't actually have any T-72s in Germany in 85. So let's just bring in T-72s and that stuff. So there you go. I'm going to shut up. Let's talk about y'all.
No, you're fine. I love it. I love all this stuff.
Yeah,
I've been yelling for years on this channel. Fantasy war games, and everybody looks at me and rolls their eyes.
So these are the boards wrapped, look pretty sweet. You can't see what I'm doing.
No, they're fine. No, that's good.
Nope, that's it. I'm done. I'm not going to say anything.
You teach me.
Well, we'll
You teach me.
definitely get a Kickstarter Kickstarter. We'll get a tabletop simulator.
Yeah, we'll go for
I'll
it.
email you, Mark, and we'll see if we can set up a day or a time.
Yeah.
To do that, and we can show everyone what the game's like, show them how to play it, and have a good time with it.
Yeah, we'll get together. We'll do a test first. The problem we have when I did it with Mo, we didn't do this. We did La Resistance. He had some problems with the sound, and I don't know if that's a tabletop simulator thing. Specifically, it was me that was messing it up. So we might want to just get together and just see how it works.
We can try it if you want to do it ahead of time, or
Yeah.
We can just hook up one night, me and you, and just try test it out for an hour and see how it looks, and then we can organize something.
Yeah. You know Mo, right?
Mo.
He's the second.
He's some second-rate YouTuber. Yeah. He owns some Charlie whiskey, something like that.
All right, so you guys are good. All right,
we've heard of him.
I mean, you might. I mean, you could email him and ask him what he learned from doing it with La Res, but whatever. So
no, we love Mo. Mo comes in every other week to take over for Tony when he's not here.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
We love him. We love the show. We keep trying to get them to. We're gonna have a little because there's 3 of them and there's 3 of us. We're gonna have like a little competition where we're gonna get together and do some tank duel or Armageddon or some kind of game where we can all just shoot at one another. So,
how is tank duel? Is it fun?
Yeah, it's a great little time. You go in there, simple to learn, pretty easy to teach, and then you can just go to town.
You know how you were talking about MBT with a bunch of drunk guys? Yeah, Tank Duel is one where you can be drunk and have a total blast with it. Okay. I mean, it's that type of game. It's fun. It's Ruff likes to paint his tanks yellow for some reason. Yeah. You know, yes. And Dave's been doing a great job on that.
But it's a great let's take the mickey out of each other type of game. Yeah, it's a really good fun game.
And me and Tony are world champions, so I mean, you know.
Me and Mike, I'm sorry, Mike.
So do you control one tank? Is that it? Like okay. Yeah. Mo on it like that. That's what Mo did in the core. He was a tank. I don't know that he was a tank commander. He was in a tank.
You can have you can control multiple tanks as a single person. So if I was taking on Tony, we might decide I'll have 2 tanks and he'll have 2 tanks. You can do that.
And there's rules to adjust for that too.
Yeah.
So
it does kind of, but I mean, if you have 4 people, it's better than everyone just has their own
It's
tank.
a much better multiplayer game, I feel. I don't own it because I can't get it anywhere. It's sold out. It's the Atlantic Chase syndrome. But it appears that it's more fun with more people because you can just bounce off each other and you're just having a great laugh. It was great fun playing it.
I don't know. Dave's having some Dave's having some fun with the yeah, I know. I just read that.
I can't get it.
That's the game designer, Mike. Yeah. Mike Butterjelly. There is.
No, don't say that because we've already got one downvote. We're going to get another one now.
And he ended up donating a couple copies of the new
North Africa
campaign and the expansion, Tank Duel expansion. So thank him for that.
What tanks do they have in it? Do they have an Easy 8? Got to have an Easy 8. The Sherman Easy 8.
Do you want to see what they have?
Don't they have?
What?
I can't remember.
Don't they have?
Okay. Well, then I'm
Ask
sure
Mike. He's in the chat. He'll tell you what kind of tanks are in there. I haven't played it enough to know all the tanks that are in there.
Mark, can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question about something that was that Herman was talking about? He's supposed to be doing a sort of deluxe version, a sort of ultimate version of those funny old games that he published with you.
Oh, Invaders and Colossi, or as the player aid calls it, Colossi.
Well, I think he's English, isn't he? So it is Colossi.
No, it's Grant that calls it. Yeah.
Oh, right.
The guy from Ohio calls it Colossi.
Oh, Colossi. No, Colossi. It's more than one, isn't it?
Yes.
So it's Colossi. Yeah.
There's no American tanks yet. There's, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Some name right violation thing that Mike has to work through. So, licensing and logos and stuff. I'm just kidding.
All right.
I'm just waiting for the tank. I'm waiting for the
West. About a deluxe thing. Yeah, we're working on that. That's yeah.
No, that's fine. As long as you haven't forgotten it.
It's not like there's a deep secret to it. Here's what it's going to be.
No.
It's going to be the 3 of them in a box, hopefully with all new artwork, which is kind of tough because the art artwork in it right now is beautiful. I like it. And then one more. It'll have one more expansion called, is it Invasion of something? The Mossmen.
Oh yes, he was going on about that. Yes,
right, which is our friend Harvey Mossman. That's where the name came from. But it's about this planet where the planet itself, as I understand it, are attacking the Marines.
because I've got 2 of them on print and play, so I might well do a playthrough one day if I can sort it out. But yeah, looking forward to that. And Jay, is he an architect? Don't set off any blooming thingies, any, what they call it, curses, Jay. For goodness sake, we're activating.
Just say, is he an architect?
Archaeologist.
Archaeologist.
I think you just said architect for some reason. I don't know. Maybe I misheard you.
Excavation
Maybe I did
in the
say
Egyptian desert.
Yeah.
I knew what you meant, though.
Yeah, cheers. I may have said that.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, looking forward to that, Mark. Yeah. So tell me to get his finger out.
I am too. Hey, Blue Tweezers, I see you were talking about you owe me a video, but don't do it yet. Let me send you what I have for the latest Vassal, and also I'll send you a copy of the latest rule. So let's leave it at that. Fair enough?
Yeah, good.
Brian Patterson's got a question. Any update on Black Horse?
Oh, what? Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, there is an update on it. As a matter of fact, just 3 weeks ago, Greg Porter and I tested it, and there's just some tweaking that we need to do. The graphics are 100% done, including that iconic box, which was done by the same guy that did Armageddon War, and the drawing was. And we need to get through. The plan right now is that Greg and I are going to test all the scenarios and make the tweaks. Greg Porter, the guy that designed Armageddon War, he lives about 1.5 miles from me. So that would be the update. Yeah.
So you're going to be kickstarting the Old School Tactical Volume 1 again. The second edition of Volume 1.
The second edition of Volume 1.
Any plans to do Volume 2 reprint?
Well, Volume 2 is still in stock unless it went out today.
Okay.
Volume 3 is still in stock. The next one is obviously Volume 4. That's obvious, but it's going to be based in the scenarios and stuff are going to be based in Sicily.
Oh, cool.
If I can keep Shane in check. He keeps posting these modern era old school tactical photos, but he was the one that said he wanted to do Sicily next. So I'm going to hold him to that.
Wow.
So, which I think will be fun. It'll be a way for him to bring in the Commonwealth forces. Shane's Canadian.
Right.
Which makes him easy to pay because I tell him I'm giving him $1,000 Canadian, and it's like it's the change out of my pocket,
And then he apologizes for taking it.
Yeah.
He goes, sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah. Shane is a great guy. We've gotten together at World Board Gaming Championships and at Origins, and always have a real good time. He's a super nice dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
So anyhow, so that's the scoop with that. Yeah, we're gonna do that. I don't know if we'll get to Volume 4 next year. I'd like to do that.
So what is the plans for next year? What's in the pipeline coming up?
Well, there's Volume 4. Then there's 85 Graveyard of Empires, which is the 65 squad battle system, but in Afghanistan with the Soviets.
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I mean, we're actually testing that. That's what Greg and I tested last Tuesday. And once we get all the counters to the place that we like the values, then we have a TTS mod made, and ask for volunteers to test it. I'm working on a game called Star Warriors, which is a solitaire game where you go through galaxies conquering planets, and the planets are represented by large. These are just prototypes. These are alpha. But
not final art, people. Not final art.
Right. So that means there'll be 7 people that'll say, "Well, I don't like the art."
I know. People don't get it.
I'm not buying that. The art shit.
Yeah.
Can you just stop it, you game designers and publishers? Can you just stop it with the games? All right.
So, there'll be these tiles like this, and of course, depending on the planet, they will either be put face down or they will be revealed as you go across them. Or on some planets, the planet will be, all the tiles will be face up. Now, that doesn't mean this is a circular planet. It means that this is the key area of the planet that you have to capture. You play the Star Warrior that has your fleet, and it's not about space battles. It's about landing different types of units, capturing starports, so you can bring in your heavier units and capturing the goal for that particular planet. And the glory you receive can be used to buy new units, and then you go on in a campaign. The enemy units are controlled by an AI, a card, and a table system. And the combat is kind of unique in that, for instance, again, these are prototypes.
That means nothing.
Not final art.
So, like the combat, for example.
Oh, they look rubbish if that's the final thing.
Oh my God! Yeah, this game.
Get him off. So, for example, this might be a formation you might fight as you go through. The technology level of the people you encounter will continue to grow as you go through the campaign. But in this, you've encountered like what would be a formation, a large formation, okay, of what would be called early armor. Think maybe World War II level tank, and you're pretty advanced. Now, when you fight these guys, let's say you happen to be jump troops, like that. That's a Star Warrior card. You would roll the number of dice shown. Oh, this just is, my brain's going to fall apart. Anyhow, you would roll the number of dice shown up in the top left or right after troops of that card. And what you're trying to do is put down a wrong one. You're trying in the combat to eat what happened.
I don't know.
I was trying to put. No, hang on. Here, I'll bring you to the center so everyone can see. There we go. Sorry.
You're trying to equal or exceed these numbers with your dice.
Is that a place the dice on the card thing?
Yeah, it is kind of a place to dice on the card thing. Yeah. If you equal or exceed, if you just get to equal or exceed this one with the gray background, that means you will have reduced that formation, and that particular formation will get flipped over. It has counters on the hexes, and that particular formation gets flipped over. Obviously, where we are with this right now is pretty much kind of an alpha stage, but I would love to get it finished up and get it out this year.
And we're talking about 2, 3, 4, 5 years in the future.
No, you know.
Oh, no.
Oh, I got you. Yes.
Yeah, your cost.
Ruff is a problem actually paying for games. So
it's gone a bit bonkers. I love it. Just stop it. Yeah, that looks cool. That looks really cool, Mark.
Yeah. So you're landing on a planet, and then you're going to have this kind of tactical battle to take over the area, which basically means you've conquered the planet then.
Yeah, and it's not so much tactical. I mean, they're formations. I mean, if you thought of them in the terms of divisions or core, that would be probably more like it. It's definitely not down on a platoonish type level or anything.
Well, I mean,
There's no
moving
line
your
of
guys
sight.
around the map, though, right?
You do move around the map. You do move to different hexes, revealing them. And when they're revealed, you draw a card which states what is on that hex, and if any event happens on that particular hex. And then when the enemy's turn comes, as they roll a die, that will dictate what they're going to do. So, yep,
Right. It's great. You rotter.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
If anybody has any questions for Mark about anything, just we got a few more minutes before we're gonna start ramping things up here.
Wow.
Time is flying by. What do you think?
It is.
You know, it just
Whiz past.
goes by pretty darn quick.
Yeah.
So if anybody has any questions for Mark about any of the games or designs or I know when you and Herm get together, and for those of you who didn't know, Herman was actually supposed to be here today, but he's felt under the weather again. He got his COVID booster shot and couldn't make the show. So hoping Herman's getting better. Big wussy wuss.
Yeah, I think that's an excuse. You know what he's like. Bless him.
I know when you and Herman get together, you play non-war games, which is always cool. What's some of your favorite non-war games? Do you have any favorites that you like playing?
Oh yeah, like Herman and I get together probably every 5 weeks or such. He lives maybe 3 hours west of me, and he'll drive over here because I've got a pretty big game room. Yeah, we'll usually knock out about 6 games in a weekend. We're trying to, we try to play new games. Usually, we don't have a limit or a ratio. Usually, we play maybe one war game. 2 times ago, the war game that we played was the Great War Commander. The non-war games that we've played lately, we've really liked. One of them is Heroes of Blackreach, which is if these guys it's Warhammer 40K, but it's a board game. It uses the same system that they used with Heroes of Normandy. Right?
Okay.
Y'all familiar with that?
Yeah.
Same system. That was a lot of fun. We enjoyed that quite a bit. Last time, a game that we enjoyed is hidden from me now. But it's called Shadowrun something or other. It was a big Kickstarter game where you try to go around collecting the most Nuayan or whatever they call it in the Shadowrun universe. It's kind of a worker placement game, but not really. It's a bit different than that. That was a good time. What else did we? Well, we played. Hold on, I should have written this down because I figured you were going to ask this. Oh yeah, we played A Matter of Honor, the tiny battle game, last time, and that was a lot of fun. Herm goes crazy after he goes, we could do a science fiction game based on this system or a fantasy. And I'm going, yeah, we could, Herm. We each got about 28 games we're designing or publishing or editing or something like that. Maybe we should wait a year or something like that.
But the thing
get what you got in the system going, finish it up first before starting something new.
Yeah, but creative minds don't work like that. It's got to be put out there. You've got to make, and I understand it. And it's great that you two are like that,
Which it's that I think we're attention deficit. I think we just get excited by something and we want to do it. I'm trying to think of the other ones that we played. We make a rule that we never play any game we designed.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
because it's too. And I'll tell you, I think Herm feels this way. I like all the games I've designed. I mean, I still enjoy playing them, and I believe Herm feels that way about his.
Well, we hope so. Otherwise, why on earth would you publish them?
I don't know. I've met a lot of designers though that say, "Oh man, when I finally got that into the publisher, I was so happy. I never want to play that thing." And going, I don't know, man. I kind of like games.
I can understand it. I used to, being a musician and playing gigs and things, and there were songs when I was in a cover band for 10 years, and you'd sing the same songs over and over again, and you do, even though you sing them like it's the first time you sung them, it's that bloody song again. So I can understand that if you're designing something for a few years and you're glad to get it off and out, but you should still be happy with it.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. What, Peter? Hold on.
Ooh.
Oh,
nice.
I just finished, Peter. I just finished painting them. I've played Blackstone Fortress. I've gone through 3 of the strongholds. I only have 1 more stronghold to go, and then I get to do whatever the ultimate boss is. Also, I can open up that stupid card they've got in the game, which I'm sure is going to say "Drink more Ovaltine" or something like that.
I love it. I love it.
For anyone that hasn't opened the game, Blackstone Fortress is I may be overstating it, but a brilliant solitaire game based in the 40K universe, but it's not Warhammer 40K, so to speak. And the thing is that you have to work your way through in this Blackstone Fortress through 4 stronghold missions, yada, yada. There's a lot of other missions you got to do. And then you get to the final, what's it called? The central vault or something like that. And if you finally beat that mission, there's a special card that you get to open up that's in a sleeve. And like I said, it probably says "Drink more Ovaltine." But so yeah, I played that. I've gotten through 3 of the strongholds, and I'm playing one of the retinue missions right now, if I'm saying that right. Retinue. And that's what I just painted up those people for. They're cultists of the abyss, and I need them for the retinue mission.
He's hoping it's a massive discount card for more Game Workshop's products.
Probably.
That would be pretty cool. Yes, Gareth, there is. There is. It is only just, I mean, I can tell you the truth about what's going on, but I got to tell you, and I'm not whining, man, there's only so much time to do these things. Greg, the designer of Armageddon War, my friend, has designed the second one, and it's called something like Red Dragon or Bloated Dragon or Sleepy Dragon. It's something. There's a dragon in it. I'm Dragon. I don't know. Anyhow, but and it's about, as you can imagine, what's the island? China. Free China.
Taiwan.
It's about a Chinese invasion of Taiwan.
Hey,
really? That's never going to happen. What are you talking about?
Right. And Greg's already designed it. I mean, I'm not making this up. He's got the map for it. He's got all the units for it. We just have to start testing it, and then the immense work of having it professionally drawn. Not many people know this, but Shane Logan, the designer of Old School Tactical, did the art for Armageddon War. Not the cover art, but the counter and the map art. Shane's busy as heck. Not just with the designing, but he's doing a lot of artwork for computer companies and board game companies. So, that's going to take a while to get the art done for it and everything. So, Gareth, that's what's going on. I know you probably would have heard, yeah, it'll be out in May, but we'll see. I mean, maybe there's a chance it'll get out next year. We'll see.
Well, like I emailed you last time you came on, if there's any information you want us to share with our viewers, when you're doing your Kickstarters or any kind of information, just send it to us and we'll talk about it on the show for sure. Yeah, what'd you get there, Tony?
Remember I was telling you about I was looking for
they're here.
My Warfighter cards for all the expansions. So I was going to buy what I was talking about. I was going to buy the cart crates that would look nice, but instead I found this, and it's I can keep all the little gadgets and doodads and stuff like that. So yeah, I was just making sure. So yeah, that's what I ended up getting. I found this. It was like $20 on Amazon. And so I thought it'd be nice to keep all those freaking expansions.
You don't have the deluxe box then.
It's too big. It's way too big.
I've got that and a sort of
Foot Locker.
And no, I've got I've got that, and I've also got one I bought for what they call it, Arkham Horror.
Okay, yeah.
But it's like made of MDF, like it's laser cut sort of stuff, and that's chock-a-block as well. It weighs a ton because it's not wood.
Yeah, so that's plastic. It's actually meant for Magic the Gathering. But it'll do for what I'm looking for, and because I want to get them out of their little boxes because they're taking up too much room in their little boxes. I can put other games if I can get rid of those, so I'll be able to put 2 of those. Mad Dog, I'll look it up real quick. Let me just pull up my orders on that, and I'll link it. It might have been a little bit more than $20, but it's pretty. I mean, that's solid. It's plastic, so it should keep any type of pest out of it as well, so that'll be cool.
Pests.
All right, well, we're going to start winding things up here, so we appreciate everyone coming out today. Again, a big thanks to Mark for his support of the War Room, sending us all these wonderful games, being a big supporter of us, so we do appreciate Mark coming on, sharing his insight, what's going on, sharing all the fun stuff that he's doing. So and we look forward to doing the tabletop simulator game for everyone out there, so that'll be fun.
That'd be good.
So any last questions for Mark before we're going to let y'all go this week? Next week, let's see, I believe next week is going to be normal time, boys.
Yep. Isn't that your Thanksgiving next weekend, or am I off?
Well, Thursday, yeah.
Oh, Thursday, right.
Okay. Yeah, it'll be Thursday. So we probably should postpone until 4:30 because next week is Michigan week, Tony.
Yep. Well, it'll be.
And if the game runs late and it's not over, we might have to do
4:30. Yeah, they're usually done. It's because the other game's done now, so we should be okay. But unless for some strange reason, it may be over by halftime again. Who knows?
It might be. Who knows?
So,
just let me know, please. I will let you know. Yes, sir. I will certainly.
Thank you. Otherwise,
I mean, if we do run late, it'll just be like half hour. I mean,
whatever. I'm joking apart. That's fine. Just let me know. Yeah.
Tony, you still playing Case Green?
It's right there. Yep. I did the Stuka Joe thing, and I've got it on magnetic board, so I can pull it up. But yes, I'm still playing it. I haven't recorded anything, so I have to do some more recording. But I'm getting through my November, so probably December I'll get it off, finish it up. So, but yeah, no, it's there's some things that are interesting about it. I thought I was going to be able to do some end arounds and some flanking maneuvers on it until I realized they would be out of supply as soon as they got around the corner. So it doesn't help to go around the units because of the way the supply rule works. Supply rules actually make you attack the fortresses because you have to take the roads out to get supply, and the only way to take the roads out is to take the units that are in the fortresses on the roads out. So it does force you to actually make it the hard road instead of running around. So yeah, it was really interesting. So
Mark,
Yes.
what's the best way for someone if they need to get in contact with you? What's the best way? Should they post on Facebook, or is that the best way to get a hold of you and find out what's going on? If they want to, yeah. Okay.
The best way to just find out generally what's going on is probably, what is the best way?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
I don't know either. Facebook, I would say.
Okay.
At the Flying Pig Games page.
Games.
If they've got a personal question for me, they can always just email me, and that's on the website. But I mean, if it's like
if they have a question about what's going on with it,
what games are coming out. Facebook is the best way.
Facebook.
I mean, we occasionally I'll drop into Consim World, but not that much.
No, you replied to me pretty quick on Facebook, so that seems to be the best way. So yeah.
I was just checking because it seems like nobody in our group can find how.
I did, and I couldn't win the prize. Go figure.
I should send you the prize, Ruff. I really.
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right.
All right. So again, thank you, Mark, for all your support. We appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on.
We'll have to give you "I Survived the War Room" T-shirt, like Mitch has.
Yeah, incredible that was. Yeah.
Mark needs a ×2 on it though, and so does Mitch. Mitch needs a ×2 as well now.
You're ×2 now. So, well, we hope Herman's feeling better. We missed him this week. Maybe we'll get him on another show. But everyone, thank you guys for coming out, spending some of your Saturday with us. We do appreciate it very much. We love our viewers. We can't thank you enough for coming by and just keeping us company and asking good questions and doing everything you guys can do. So, Tony, Ruff, you got any last words of anything?
Nope. All those in America have a great Thanksgiving and enjoy your time. Eat enough turkey. Get good nap in on Thursday. Watch some football. And yes, I mean American football, not that crazy soccer stuff that everybody's talking about.
Speaking of which, since I forgot, Mark, if we're going to do this tabletop simulator, I'm off Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday next week. So, I mean, if you want to test anything ahead of time, just let me know and we can hook up to do that.
I'll be Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'll be up in Richmond at my daughter's house because that's where we're going to have Thanksgiving. Okay. So, yeah.
All right. Well, I'm available most nights anyway. So, I mean, just.
But the week after, absolutely, we can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me know. That'd be great. Yeah.
Well, I mean, for a test, you probably only need to test one person. But, I mean, if you guys can show up, that's fine, too. I just, whatever we can arrange, I'll email you. We'll figure something out.
Okay.
Because it sounds like a lot of fun to show everyone the game. It's not zombies, it's vampires and werewolves. Man, who doesn't love that stuff?
Nobody.
Can't wait.
All right, everybody, have a great week. We'll see you on next week's probably same time, maybe 4:30 instead of 4 start. Everyone have a good week. Be safe, and we'll see everyone next week.
And everybody over there, whatever that's all about, have a happy Thanksgiving.